with smaller business owners, with entrepreneurs, most people that you work with.
Yes.
So even for us in our business, we like put the whole plan for 2020, 2021, and we just had to throw it out of the window, right? So I mean, it didn't make any sense anymore. So what we were measuring, what we were looking at doing now had to be quickly changed. Now, how can small business owners and entrepreneurs reinvent themselves to be here, just survive? So what are skills that they should have to get over this and then reconnect to that larger vision and goal at some point?
Sure. So first thing, they've got to do is they've got to respond and assume that this particular crisis is not going to lift anytime soon. It's not going to be this month, next month, even this quarter. Okay, this is something that's going to be with us till probably the end of the year, going into the next year. So the thing is that, okay, we may have been getting business in a particular way. Our cash flows were coming through in a particular way, and they may have dried up. So first things first, you've got to respond, which is, how can I conserve cash flow? Okay. But there's only so much cost cutting that you're going to be able to do. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
And because of that, how am I going to be able to tide over? And I think you're going to have to look at two things there, which is one, can I get a loan right now? Okay. And extend my financial runway, at least give me a 12-month financial runway.
Okay.
So that, as we begin to try out new things, we're not doing things with desperation. We're able to maintain our team. We're able to maintain some of those fixed costs. I'm able to take care of my family, etc. So, secure yourself in that way for, 12 months. And then, get on the phone to customers. This is where the reset comes in, which is, after you respond, you need to reset. And how do you reset? You don't fall in love with your product. All of us as entrepreneurs have fallen in love with our product. You fall in love with your client. And what you do is you get on the phone to all of these clients, your current clients, and find out, hey, how are you? What's the current challenge you're facing? So you really just got to do that and hit the phones. And, you will begin to see a trend of, as people begin to articulate what is the problem that they're facing, and listen carefully. And, one of the key skills is, whatever they say, replay it back to them, saying, hey, I heard these particular things. I'm just going to replay it back to you and make sure that I've understood it right. And if you missed anything, ask them, give me feedback, and, ask them to say, have I got this right? And then, you want to have a small lead and say, hey, so what you're saying to me is that you have this problem, or X, Y, and Z problem. And if we are able to help you get a solution for one of these, then that would be something that would be really useful for you, right? And get feedback from them, and say that, okay, from these three problems, maybe we've identified what's the most compelling problem. And the most important thing here is that you've got to focus on painkiller problems. Okay. So we are right now, if you think about it, during the lockdown, what are the things that are working? It's only things that are essential.
Yep.
Okay. We go out for essentials, for medicine, for food, for milk. Those are the things that are essential. Okay. So what you've got to identify is what's the painkiller that people want. Okay. In marketing, we always talk about the difference between a painkiller and a multivitamin. Too many people, pre-COVID were selling multivitamins, and they were doing great selling multivitamins. Okay. A multivitamin is a nice to have. It's not a need to have. And right
Correct.
now, people are only going to spend on need to haves. Take, for
Absolutely.
example, if I wanted to buy a new car, I'm going to say, I don't need the new car right now. I'll just repair the old car that I have.
Yeah.
If that breaks up, then, you know, I'm going to end up maybe using an Uber or auto or something like that. You know, I'll somehow get by. I'm
And as a
I'm I'm going to conserve my cash flow,
abs-
and you know, I'm going to do that. So, you know, that's the key thing. You know, so you're going to have to really focus on that painkiller.
oh. Well, it's amazing, right? So when you say the car people and the car manufacturing company should probably be working on giving you service on your doorsteps now, because that is the real pain, rather than try to sell you a new car, which is not going to happen now. So for entrepreneurs, I think this has been one brilliant piece of advice that you're saying: conserve your cash flow, see that you survive so that you don't have to do anything in desperation, see that you have a financial runway for at least 12 months. Just get on that call with your clients and ask them what's troubling them, and propose a solution. Propose not a solution, like if I heard you right, saying propose a possible resolution to the problem that they have, and see that cut size, and then identify a problem that can solve real pains at this point in time, right?
Yeah, and what you want to do is you want to end up putting together a minimum viable product, okay?
Okay.
Which is you want to don't create it, you know,
Okay.
just put it on paper. So, you know, like say, okay, this is what the solution looks like, and
Okay.
again, go back to those particular people and talk to them and say, hey, I have this particular solution. You know, what do you think? You know, is this something that you'd be interested in? You know, and look to deliver that particular result and transformation in a short time, you know, because people are looking, they don't want a long-term program. You know, they don't want a long-term solution. You know,
Correct.
what they want right now is short-term certainty. So
Correct.
say, look, in the next 4 weeks, if I can help solve this particular problem,
Mm.
would that be a good thing? And, you know, if you know them well, you know, like, uh, say, hey, you know, I'm looking to kind of launch a small beta program, you know, my best customers, and, you know, would you like to be on it, and pre-sell it,
Yeah.
and have a particular number, and just say, look, you know, unless we get 15 people or 20 people, you know, I'm not going to create this, you know,
Mm.
and you know, if you get those yeses, then, you know, say, okay, you know, you know, this program starts in 2 weeks time, okay, I need the deposit, or I need the prepayment, and, you know, let your customers fund you.
Let your customers fund you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Let your customers fund you.
Yeah.
I'm right now creating a new program. Customers are funding me.
Now I hear you. I took this advice from you a couple of weeks back, and from what we were selling long-term financial freedom to a 2-week financial reset. Like
Yes.
how can you create additional income sources in just 2 weeks, right? So what goes now is short-term certainty. The long-term will have to wait for better times, right? So I mean, I think that's been one brilliant piece of advice.